And now, deep thoughts.
Well, with Dogman, I originally wrote it as to be a good man, and it just didn't quite capture what it was too sweet or too candy coated for what I really was feeling or wanting to say. And we were all sitting around in a room one day, and I said, I just can't deal with saying to be a good man. I can't deal with that. That's not the right thing. And I don't even know who came up with Dogman, but Dogman expressed it perfectly. The combination of wanting to be good and thinking of yourself as total trash. And so it just sort of said it better, and we went with it. That one is a bit more sinister. The song is actually using the words of someone else who used to say these things to us all the time in order to try to control us, in order to make us depend on them only, in order to get us to only trust them. It was a very cult-like situation of pressure and intimidation, and that we all fell into and believed until our eyes were opened and we realized what was really going on. So the song is using this person's own words to show how absurd they are. That was the intention behind it when I was writing it, anyway. The song is about a super hard time in life where just you reach that what's that phrase, the dark night of the soul or whatever, and you just feel there is nothing left in there but void and black. Well, the apple apostrophe S, the temptation, the sin, has become medication. In other words, something to dull the pain, just talking about dulling the pain when it got to be too much to deal with, Today I flew over the hill reaching for that feeling, that one more thrill. And that was alluding to something that used to just be a real need in my life, was adrenaline. I used to race motocross and supercross, and I used to jump motorcycles. I actually jumped cars before and stuff like that. And that was the thrill I was reaching for, another hill. I used to always just jump longer and further as I went on and on and on in it, and until the inevitable, you're going to crash and get hurt. And during the Ear Candy record, I recorded that record, in a cast, leg broken in 4 places, and barely able to get around at all, and on a cane for 8 months afterwards. It really was not too fun. But while I was still walking with a cane, I got back on my motorcycle and did the longest jump of my life. So it was like I always went back to it and just had to have that thrill, and that's what I was talking about. Literally, was jumping motorcycles in that line. The song was spawned from a literal happening to us, and that was there was a man who sued the band because he was a partner with our ex-manager, and the partnership went bad for I don't really even know what all went on. It could have been our manager's fault for all we know. I have no idea what really went on. I just know that they ended up in a huge dispute together in which his partner seemed to believe that he was a co-owner of the band, or a partial owner of the band, which he wasn't at all. There were 4 of us that were partners in the band. There had never been another partner, nor had we ever. First of all, between ourselves, our own agreement wasn't you couldn't bring another partner into it without all 4 agreeing, and none of us, ever wanted another partner in the situation. So I don't know if it was misrepresentation or what caused it. I'll never know the truth. I just know that the guy thought he was an owner of the band, so he sued us for part of the band, and we were on tour. And this guy happened to be somebody that I considered a friend of my family, of us members of the band, but that had a problem with our ex-manager to the point that he had to do something. And I remember talking to him about it and seeing it, and he was just saying not to take it personal. And I said, I have to take it personal because now it's my wife, my son, and me that you're taking from. And I said, I understand you have a problem or whatever, but it doesn't concern me. I never did you wrong. I've always been honest with you, and I have to take it personal. And that's what the line about I'm not to take it personal, although we look like people. That was just my point to him is, look, man, it is personal. You're directly affecting now me and my family, and I have to side with them if you're going to attack us, you know. Well, like the last line of Mr. Wilson says, hey, Mr. Wilson, do what you have to do. And that's pretty much what I ended up saying to him in person. I said, look, so-and-so, whose name is not Mr. Wilson. I didn't want to put his real name in there and cause him any added grief. Do what you have to do, but understand it is personal. And understand it does affect real people. And that was just my final word on it. And we ended up, the case got dropped because it was bogus. But we did have to leave tour and, be in court just to deal with it, which cost us a lot of money.
Probably they gathered together one evening, slapped each other on the back and said, "Hey, good job.